Namaste viewers, welcome to Jnana channel. In this episode, we will try to understand the meaning of the Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra, the 12th Brahma Sutra, which says Om Ānandamayo'bhyāsāt Om. Om Ānandamayo'bhyāsāt Om. Let us try to understand the meaning a little deeper, and then before we go to the explanation of the meaning, I request you to please like, share and then subscribe to my channel. Please go through the meaning completely and then post your comments in the comment box. This statement Ānandamayo'bhyāsāt is a very profound and a very much discussed aphorism. This Vedanta Sutra, which is composed by Badarayana, Vyasa, has been elaborated by many great commentators, and most notably Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Ānandamayaḥ, full of bliss or made of bliss. Abhyāsāt is the second word. Abhyasa means because of repetition. Abhyāsāt, because of repetition, due to frequent usage in the scriptures, full of bliss and made of bliss. This is the meaning. Ānandamayaḥ, Brahman, because of repetition. This sutra discusses a specific term which is found in the Taittiriya Upanishad, where Brahman is referred to as Anandamaya. Anandamaya means completely composed of bliss, completely blissful. There, a progression of 5 sheets, koshas, are described. First one is called as the Annamaya kosha, which is made of food, that is the physical body. You have the Pranamaya kosha, made of prana, the life force, without which the physical body simply dies and then there's no use of that. Then you have Manomaya kosha, which is made up of mind, the mental aspect. Then you have the Vijnanamaya kosha, the aspect which has this intellect, which is made up of intellect, Vijnanamaya kosha. And the last one is called as Anandamaya kosha, which is made of bliss. So now, this is the last of these koshas. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. This is described as the innermost cover, innermost sheath or innermost kosha. And the text implies this to be the closest to the Brahman, because this is the end, Ānandamaya kosha is closest to the Brahman. Now, here, does Anandamaya refer to Brahman or still a subtle part of this jiva, individual self? This is the question. Now, let us look to the bhashyas of great thinkers. Sri Adi Shankaracharya, so key points are Maya. Maya means does not always mean made of. His view says Sri Adi Shankaracharya argues that the suffix maya, Anandamaya, used in words like Anandamaya, can imply maya, abundance, completely pervasiveness, completely it is covered, not necessarily composition. It is not composed of, it is completely pervasiveness or abundance. Thus, Anandamaya equals full of bliss, not made of bliss. Anandamaya is full of bliss, not made of bliss. If it meant made of bliss, then it would still be within the domain of this Prakriti, that is nature, and not Nirguna Brahman. The argument goes like this. If it meant made of bliss, then it would still be within the domain. It is a Prakriti, nature, and it is not Nirguna. This is how his thoughts go. Then here the repetition in the Upanishads. The Upanishads also frequently refer to Brahman as Ananda, bliss. For example, Raso vai Saha, he is the essence. Anando Brahma, Brahman is bliss. Like this it goes on. Because of this consistent reference, Abhyāsāt, we conclude Ānandamaya is equal to Brahman. Now, there is some scriptural consistency also. Shankara explains, Adi Shankaracharya explains that the bliss described in Anandamaya is not worldly happiness. It refers to the limitless, self-luminous bliss that is Brahman itself. Hence, it must not be interpreted as a separate sheath. Anandamaya, not a separate sheath or covering, but rather as the true nature of Brahman itself. So, Anandamaya is not equal to Kosha. Anandamaya, though the term comes last in the progression of the Koshas in Taittiriya Upanishad, Sri Adi Shankaracharya clarifies that here it does not mean another covering but a pointer to Brahman's nature or bliss itself. Now there are other commentators also like Sri Ramanujacharya from the Visishta Advaita perspective. He agrees that Anandamaya refers to Brahman. However, for Sri Ramanujacharya, Brahman is a qualified reality. It is a Saguna Brahman which possesses attributes including bliss also. Thus, Anandamaya means Brahman full of bliss with a quality of bliss as an inseparable attribute. Dharma Bhuta Jnana as an inseparable attribute. This is Sri Ramanujacharya's interpretation. Now Sri Madhavacharya, from Dvaita perspective, Acharya interprets Anandamaya as a quality of the Supreme Being Narayana. That is Vishnu Narayana, it is a quality. For him, Brahman is always distinct from the jivas and the world. The term Anandamaya describes the supreme blissful nature of the Lord, but the Jiva can never be equated with it. It differentiates here. So, the philosophical implications would be, from the Advaita point of view, Anandamaya is Brahman, the innermost reality. It is not a kosha, but points to the self's nature as the absolute bliss. The suffix Maya, it is not Maya, here indicates fullness, not limitation. For Sri Ramanujacharya, Anandamaya describes Brahman, who is the inner controller and blissful being, yet possessing attributes and distinction from souls. For Sri Madhavacharya, Anandamaya is one of the many qualities of personal God, eternally separate from the Jiva. This is how Sri Madhavacharya interprets. Now, how does the modern interpreters have to look at it? The sutra encourages seekers to look inward and understand that bliss, Ananda, is the essential nature of the self, that is Atma. In spiritual experience, the more one sheds outer identifications like body, pranamaya, mind, intellect, all these things, one touches this inner core of pure bliss. That is looking inwards. Inner engineering, what we call inner engineering, whatever it is, that is, you are shedding or you are just penetrating through Annamaya, through Pranamaya, through Manomaya, through Vijnanamaya, and reach Anandamaya kosha, where you experience that inner core of pure bliss, which is not an experience but the reality, but this is the reality itself. So now this is how we can interpret in the modern day. That is, you have to look innerwards. The Ananda or the bliss is not outside, it is in your own self, in your own individual self. You have to pass through all these Annamaya, Vijnanamaya, Pranamaya, all those koshas and reach that Anandamaya kosha. So to summarize, Ānandamayo'bhyāsāt, because of repetition. Main argument, the term Anandamaya refers to Brahman, not a kosha, as per repeated Upanishadic references. It is Brahman. Adi Shankara's view, Brahman is pure bliss, and suffix Maya means full of, not made of. The Taittiriya Upanishad also, Ananda Brahmavid apnoti param. That is how key supporting text. Now, core teaching, the self is not the body or the mind, but bliss itself, which is Brahman. This is how it is understood. It is to be understood. Yes, with this interpretation of this particular sutra, we conclude this episode on this Brahma Sutra Brahma Sutra of Ānandamayo'bhyāsāt. Please like this, share this, and then please put your comments in the comment box. Thank you, viewers, for your valuable time in listening to this. Thank you.